Hey guys, today we have a little different video. We're going to be bringing to you a Christmas DIY craft made from secondhand items. And today we're going to be creating a Christmas Eve box. And if you don't know what a Christmas Eve box is, don't feel bad. This isn't really a tradition in the US. It originated in Germany years ago, or legend says, and it's really become a popular trend over the last decade in the UK and Australia, and some other parts of Europe as well. So today we're going to be using these materials to create our own family Christmas Eve box. So let's get started. For those of you who don't know us, we love keeping things out of the landfill, reusing what we already have, or getting things secondhand and giving them new life. So if you've ever been to a thrift store, I'm sure you've seen a plethora of baskets. So while, yes, I could have ordered a beautiful new box off of Amazon, this basket's gonna work perfect for our Christmas Eve box. Whew, this thing is dusty. Not many people in the US do this, but what I found is that our kiddos just want time with us. And so that's how we use our Christmas Eve box. You can do a Christmas Eve box for each of your children and fill it with goodies or their Christmas pajamas or something fun to open on Christmas Eve. We choose to do one box for our entire family of 5, our 3 teenagers, my husband and myself. And inside, we include activities that we're going to be doing on Christmas Eve day since we have the whole day all together. No one has to work, no one has schoolwork they need to do. And so that's how we use ours. And that is the thing I find the coolest about Christmas traditions or any family traditions. You can take bits and pieces of traditions you've heard of and make them work for your family. For me, I can't do Elf on the Shelf. I can't do a whole Christmas Eve box for each of my kids. I feel like that gives in to that Christmas consumerism, and really, my kids don't need more stuff. They need more time with their family. And so that's what we do for us, and we hope that you're able to make your traditions work for you guys. We're going to be spraying this basket white, and so I'm just putting green tape on here to protect this handle because we're going to do something different with it later. So we found this at Goodwill, and in that clip you might have seen that there was a much larger white picnic basket, and I passed on that one because it was a few dollars more. But one thing I forgot is spray painting wicker uses so much more paint than you imagine it will because you have to hit it from every angle to make sure it's covered. So if I'd gotten that larger picnic basket, I wouldn't have even needed to spray it. Remember, with your Christmas Eve box, it can be made out of whatever you want. You can use a basket, you can make your own wood box, you can reuse some other box you've received, use a fabric tote bin, use a metal bucket, whatever you want, guys. Just make it work for you. We quickly ran out of that beautiful pearlescent white that I had from Rust-Oleum. And rather than running to the store, I went to my stash and found what I had on hand, which was this white glossy spray paint. I think it's at least 5 years old, but I had 3 of them. So it was much easier to coat everything over again. So it was all this uniform glossy white. Now that the white is dry, it's time to hit it with an adhesive spray because we're going to be adding faux snow. This is the one thing that we use that I actually purchased at the dollar store. And this is just to give it a glittery, whimsical effect. But unfortunately, I grabbed the wrong adhesive that we had in our garage. This is an adhesive used for laying vinyl floor tiles. And the adhesive was yellow. I was hoping it was going to dry clear. It didn't. You can see up close how gross it looks. So because that adhesive dried yellow, I had to go through and sand that side down, spray it white again, and start over. So now I've got the right adhesive. This is the Loctite spray adhesive, and this is a completely clear, thin spray that's perfect for getting the snow, the faux snow, to stick to it. So for the final top step on this wicker basket, we're just hitting it with a top coat. This is the Rust-Oleum Clear Satin Spray, and it's going to give it a durable finish, it's going to hold the snow in place, and it's going to protect it for years to come when I pull it in and out of my Christmas closet.
So to make this box look a little more Christmassy, we're just going to decorate up this handle. And this gold gilding wax by Dixie Belle just works perfect to give it a little bling.
When I first saw this red burlap ribbon at the thrift store, I just thought it was ribbon. When we got home, we realized it has Velcro, and it's a cord cover that you would put over a cord maybe from your Christmas tree to the wall. But how perfect is this? I can hide our fairy lights in there and easily wrap it around our handle rather than just adding a bow to the handle. So that's what we did. We just chopped off the size that we needed, added the fairy lights, and Velcroed it around the handle. And you know, that's all we're gonna do to our box. We're gonna leave it just like this. Remember, this is your box, your tradition. Decorate it as much or as little as you want. One thing I have seen often is if you're making individual boxes for people in your life, you can add their name to it and customize it. But since it's just for our family, we're gonna keep it simple. It's just this one little box that we pull out every year on Christmas Eve. So we have our very simple Christmas Eve box all finished, and we're going to be adding some items today. So I told you I do my Christmas Eve box a little bit differently than most. We make it work for our family, and for our family we do one box for the whole family, and it's all with activities that we do on Christmas Eve together. Since we're all home that day, we want things to do so the kids don't end up on screens all day and doing other things and being separate on our day off. We want to spend that time together. Do you remember what we used to do as kids on Christmas Eve? When I was a kid?
Well, when we weren't visiting family, I think we did a lot of sledding.
A lot of sledding.
We did watch Christmas movies, we played games, just things like that.
And minus the sledding, that's pretty much how we roll with our family, our kiddos too. So what's gonna go inside are items that are just going to be ideas for us for things to do. So it's all things that we already own pretty much. So we're gonna put a cookie cutter in there to remind us that we wanna bake cookies and have fun, because one of our kiddos loves decorating. Well, actually they all like decorating them, and they all love eating them. And then one of our favorite family games, Exploding Kittens. We'll put that in there so when we have some downtime, we can play a game together. And then we have a handful of favorite Christmas movies, and we usually save How the Grinch Stole Christmas for last. So we'll probably watch that on Christmas Eve, along with some popcorn. And what Christmas Eve is complete without some fancy hot chocolate?
Ooh.
Normally we just stick with regular hot chocolate, but on Christmas Eve, we'll do the salted caramel stuff. And then, for later in the day, we have only done matching Christmas pajamas once. And that's because you sewed them all for us, right? Mm-hmm. And so this year, I want to do matching pajamas again. But you know me, I don't want to add to the Christmas consumerism. So while we were secondhand shopping, I found some great pajamas with this red and white theme with the reindeer and snowflake pattern. And what's fun is this is such a common pattern. I was able to find 5 different pairs of these. They're not all perfectly matching,
Wow.
but one for each person in the family, and they match-ish, and they're secondhand, keeping them out of the landfill. So we'll wear those Christmas Eve night. And then we always go to church on Christmas Eve as well, but we sit in the back. And you know how they do the lighting on the last song of the candles? Well, that's great and all, but because we're in the back, we literally get to have lit candles for like 10 seconds. And my teenagers never think that's enough. So when we get home, I make sure that every kid gets a big old candle, gets their own cup, so you don't get wax on your floor. I learned the hard way once. And we do our final Advent. Actually, I guess it's the 24th Advent. That night when we get home from church, we light our candles and sing some more Christmas carols just so the kids can enjoy that moment a little bit longer. And last but not least, one more silly tradition we have is the Christmas pickle. Thanks to Mom and Pops, they taught us a bunch of traditions from all around the world last year. And this is supposedly a German tradition where they would hide a pickle ornament in the tree on Christmas Eve night, and then Christmas morning, the kids would search the tree, and the first kid to find the pickle ornament would get an extra present. Again, we make traditions work for us. I didn't want to go buy an ornament, and so the kids drew one. And we just hide it in the living room somewhere because I don't want them digging through the tree. And the first kid to find it just gets to open their present first, the first present. So again, make those traditions work for you. You don't have to do what everyone else does. Well, there you have it, our Christmas Eve box. We hope that you learned some new ideas and have found ways to make the Christmas Eve box work for you too. Mele
Kalikimaka. I said it right.
Woo!
Woo!